Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. It's me, Potato. It's him, Rhapsody. It's us, Slipways.
Hell yeah. I like
Let's
it. I
go.
like it. I was wondering whether or not you were going to go with the old Rhaptato there.
Oh, bringing the Rhaptato brand back. Yeah, we could do that actually. Let's go. Tough.
But of course.
It's all about tough. All about tough.
Could you do me a favor and check if Silthid has what we need?
What are we looking for specifically?
I think it's one of their third tier techs actually, so we would have to take some of their earlier techs to unlock more third tier techs to try and get it. Geothermals and mineral seeding. Ooh.
Brain machine interface, wave augmentation. I don't know. I mean, are we randoming, or do we think that we've got enough knowledge in the game to sort of pick our own team and do reasonably successfully?
We could random. I'm not entirely against
Okay.
the idea of doing a random. It's just, as we said at the end of the last episode, we were looking for the possibility of trying to get a platinum, and we think that a constituent part of that is almost certainly going to be the microforges and microlabs from Silthid.
Yep.
I'm totally happy to just randomize and just go with it and see what we can make happen if we want to continue exploring.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like in order to get a tough plat, it's gonna require some modicum of planning. But that might just be me. I mean, I think we need to like we need to have a plan for the beginning, the middle, and the end. Much like a good story, we need to sort all of the constituent parts. The end game is like some sort of happiness modifier, like something, whether it be the Vittori have got like a happiness based on the number of peeps that you have working in a lab. You've got, I think the Silthid have got something. The Euphorians have got something.
Yeah, the happiness tech really popped off for us last time. Denda have a lot of things based on happiness. Yep.
So I mean, like, there's that element to consider. Then we also need to like consider the mid game, and I guess like like shoring up our strategic and monetary foundations, and finding a way to generate money. And then also, we need to sort out the beginning. We need to find some way to explore and colonize and get the right number of planets in the right places. And
I'll tell you what, something that I've realized ever since our episode with Lolash, as he was mentioning it specifically, was the income in colonies is significantly higher than income from other planets. And we utilized that in the last episode. We made a bunch of colonies early on. We didn't necessarily have a huge plan as to what we were doing with those at the time. We were kind of just doing what we could. But then money was never a problem for us for the rest of the run. And it's not like we were doing a bunch of Euphorian, like, machine interfacing stuff or anything like that.
Yeah. I like the brain machine interface. The only problem is that it's just not scalable. It's just not scalable. Like, if you get a better project late game, then because you've already got brain machine interface on pretty much every planet that's worth anything, it's pretty difficult to actually deploy the advanced project in any position. So I think we should steer clear of this, to be honest. If we want to get plat, that would be my preference.
So hang on, are we planning for plat, or are we going to do kind of like an exploring kind of thing? Because I've got a plan for each at the moment.
I mean, I feel like we're not going to hit plat even if we try, so I think we should try our hardest to get plat and then just sort of roll with the punches as we go.
Okay.
Because it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to plat.
I think it will be. However, here is my pitch. We cut Bakar and we add Denda.
Okay.
I know. What we previously, I believe both of us thought was the strongest race. And then we're cutting it for what we both, I believe, previously felt was the weakest. I don't know if you're on the same kind of like tier structure as I was there, but... So here's the reasoning behind this.
Okay. Hit me.
Currently, our Euphorian has access to the two-way trade perk.
Yep.
Right? Every time you establish a two-way trade between your new pair of planets, you receive 8. I think that is going to be instrumental for setting up a good opening. And I'm thinking, okay, well, what are the two-way trades, right? You never turn ore back into, you never turn a good back into ore, or take a robot to make ore, or, take microchips to make ore. That never happens. So it's the organics that have two-way trades a lot of the time. One of the only two-way trades that isn't organic-based still has a colony involved, and that's the ocean colony that needs rock, needs ore, and obviously a mineral planet. So if we're doing a bunch of two-way trades in our setup and focusing on colonies, we can try and use primordial planets and basically colonies almost anywhere to set up a bunch of two-way trades to get a lot of money for setting up our early colonies, try and skip fewer years. And then in the late game, we've got Silphid there to auto-correct all of our nonsense and fix our kind of inputs for prosperous planets later on. The goods, the microchips, the whatever we happen to need from the Microforge labs.
This is, I mean, the risk-reward ratio here is huge, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's if it works, it's gonna be great. If it doesn't, it's gonna leave us a little high and dry.
Oh yeah,
but I like it.
Could you have a look at Xenofoods in Dender for the moment?
Sure can.
Unlocks a food processor structure capable of turning biomass or water into a viable, if not very tasty, food. Okay. I think what we do here is, yes, that Aphorian tech, and then we go over to Silphid, and that's negative Forge World colonization. Don't want that. We want the reduced structure building costs. And we're going to be using Xenofoods so we can create food, and we're going to be using the micro labs later on.
Okay, this is like the most esoteric build that I think has been attempted yet thus far.
I mean,
it's spicy.
That's what I'm feeling, right? Like if we're looking to try and plat, but also looking to explore a little bit at the same time, I think Dender's the option. Dender also has that late game tech for so many Dender has a bunch of late game techs that are focused exclusively around happiness. That is also the capstone that you were previously talking about. Mission completion is going to be a little bit annoying for us depending on what we get. So that's the big hitch that I'm seeing.
I will say, every time we've done really, really well, we have like stepped outside of our comfort zone and we've found like new meta stuff. So I think that this is like bang on in terms of what we need in order to sort of pog up our strats a little bit. For want of a better phrase.
I'll leave the race and perk selection for you in the next one. I very much just kind of took the reins of that one and said, "Nah, we're doing what I said." That's a 4. Hang on. Oh, okay. Thought there might have been a 5 to the north. That's pretty good. There's a 5 to the no, it would have been with the across the right. There is a 5 there though. I love that one now.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Oh, I can't wait until the pulsing has been removed. I'm not a fan of the pulsing.
Yeah, I'm very, very glad to hear that that's a note that's been taken in stride. We do have 2 primordial planets there. That's pretty good. What is the Earth colony? It's wheat into people. Yeah, it's wheat into people.
Yeah.
We can give that wheat without much difficulty. In fact, if we incorporated both primordial planets, we could get the people make biomass makes wheat makes people. It's a 3. Although it is not any loop back on itself. So we may want to look a little bit further. Sorry?
This is a loop into here. Biomass into colony. It leaves us hanging a wheat, but it does do people trade, biomass trade. But no supply route to get wheat to the Arctic world. Just as an idea. That is some money.
That is true. That is true. And I will say, actually, last time we had the previous run, which I'm going to now kind of like bank on as our most successful so far, we were just kind of hanging the consequences early on for unhappiness. We had a fair few planets that were just like, I'm mad, and I'm not going to take it anymore. And we just let them be mad for a while. We fixed them up later.
Actually, let's have a little look at the techs right now. See what we have late game. So we've got Haven Worlds, Exogenic Construction, Plasma Containment, which we haven't got as a tech yet. We've never used this, which is interesting.
And if we're doing a lot more things based around organics, perhaps that is something we do.
Exactly, right? I mean, I think it costs 50 to place it down, so it's a lot of money, and you build it as a structure. But we have the reduced structure build time, and if we get exogenic construction, then that just gets better, right?
We have reduced structure build cost, not time.
Okay. So then we reduce the time as well as the cost. So, oh yeah, it's only 10 for the lab. Interesting. Very cool. All right, what else we got here? Biome reconstruction allows us to remake planets as Earth-like. Mind control. See, this is it. Blocks any penalties from resource shortages. So happiness is less of an issue, I guess, if we can get this.
And that has to be available to play on struggling planets because, I mean, only struggling planets have penalties from resource shortages. So if it says that, it has to be usable on them.
Yeah, it doesn't require an established planet. It literally just any planet, I think. And then this one is negates all unemployment effects and provides additional happiness. Okay, I mean it's not wonderful. Not great.
That's like a bad version of the other one that we saw previously. Is it a bad version of the other one that we saw previously? Because the previous one was like, if there's an excess person, you use a project to turn that person into creating a happiness as an output, right?
Yeah.
So that is removal of their unemployment cost and a plus 1% to happiness. So it's the same, except this is better if you have more people that are unemployed on the same planet.
I guess so. But to be honest, I mean, we get No. I was just gonna say we just get late game, and it never seems like we have unemployment issues. Like everyone seems pretty well spoken for on colonies most of the time.
Yeah, and last time it was like a swing of 8. I think we can make a larger swing than that with mind control or even biome reconstruction, just making more Earths.
So I'm going to pitch that we should try and shoot for Haven Worlds then, if that's the case, because that at least gives us sort of something to build into in the late game.
I don't dislike that. I feel like we're going to end up choosing between Haven Worlds and Plasma Containment, though.
We don't have to. We can take 3. If we don't want to take Slipstream Relay.
Ooh, Slipstream Relay is really good, though. Do any of the other ones have a following upgrade, or is it just... No, that leads to level 3.
Slipstreams...
Level 3, level 3. Okay, so they don't. Well, let's pull back for just a second and think about the start. I'm thinking Xenofoods is going to be part of what we want to do. I could be wrong, but if we're going to take Xenofoods, then Haven Worlds becomes way easier. And then so does Remake later on, because anything that creates food just creates 2 people from a Earth.
That's a great point. We can pump out colonies in a major way with yeah. I see where this is going. I like that a lot, actually. That's very cool.
Okay. We may end up focusing heavily on organics and although we should also think about a Silphid tech so that we can try and get the other one, right?
The cost reduction or something like that. Yeah.
What's gene rewriting? That's biomass makes a bot, right?
Yeah, that's actually not bad.
Not be awful in this build, yeah.
Yeah, I mean we've never used it, and Forge World takes 3 months to colonize, so it's not exactly speedy, but it might fit the build.
Well, let's have a look around on the map though.
Also, bacterial seeding is actually kind of legit. I've used it like once, and the swamp planets are low-key underrated, I think. And I think we both already consider them pretty good as is, so...
Yeah, especially with the 2-way trades. I think there is a world where we just focus on Dender for this entire run, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
In which case, Silphid is kind of a little bit of a negative that we're just carrying around. But that's just for structures, I guess.
Gene rewriting and...
Well, but we can only get 2 level 1 techs, right? We probably want bacterial seeding as well as Xenofoods.
Yeah. I think you're spot on, actually. Yeah.
Can we get any 2-way trades set up before the end of this year? I know we can get the one that you mentioned previously on Earth with the 2-way trade there. It gets us a colony.
It's it's just a question, really. How confident are you that we can find a wheat supplier in this vicinity?
Not exceedingly.
Really? I mean, these are a lot of high source signals.
The problem is that wheat usually wants something annoying to get, and it doesn't want water and it doesn't want people. So we're talking now about the possibility of including a 4th planet to make a successful cycle.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I mean, I feel like this is actually like a pretty legit foundation. I don't actually dislike it as a foundation for what we've got going here. I mean, even if it does mean that we're hanging a wheat, I think it's okay.
I don't think it's awful, but we have colonized 2 planets and we've connected them, and we still have 2 months left. So what that tells me is if we are leaving the first year with only one 2-sided connection, we have the ability to scout 2 more times before we commit.
Okay. So you want me to colonize this planet, then scout twice, then commit?
I would say uncolonize that planet, scout to the bottom left, then colonize that planet, scout, and commit.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think you can get a 4 further to the left. Slightly more likely.
You reckon that's the best?
Well, it's closest to the other planets, right? So we have the ability to make a system out of them.
Okay. That's interesting.
What's that jungle do, though? What'd that jungle do? That's the same offer as the other one, right? Because a person from the Forge world creates a microchip. I like that slightly more.
Can we get a... Okay, we can't get a connection between the Earth-like and the jungle here.
Mm-hmm.
But we can make it a complete loop if we want to. Let me see what's down this way. This is a little bit more sparse for planets out here.
You're
just
right.
Something to consider.
The other one is a little bit more dense.
A little bit.
A little bit more dense.
A lottle. Yeah, a little bit more dense. I mean, that's okay. I mean, we could pop another scan up here. We could pop another scan down here.
You know
we
what?
have options.
I'm gonna leave this one up to you.
Oh no. Oh no.
I could happily work around either of those colonies being set up. There is a good case to be made for either of them.
I like this side purely because of the wheat. I really do. But I do feel... What about these 2 planets? Is that our best... Is that our best roadmap? Are you feeling more confident about left side or right side meta right now? Because if you pick left side, I'll scan these 2. If you pick right side, I'll scan these 2.
I feel more confident about the left.
Left side?
Interesting.
All right.
So we have the ability to make a successful colony on that jungle world already?
Yep. Robots into... I had something here.
Robots into nothing. It's people into ore into goods. Goods into the colony. The colony gets its microchip from the south. That double connection there. And then the wheat comes in from the primordial after we make biomass. It's going to be hanging that for a second.
Yeah. I think we just skip to the end of the year.
Either skip or scan.
Or asteroid.
That's not bad. I'll take that.
That's really good, actually.
The other ones aren't even super likely.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's pretty much the best source. All right, are we happy with this? We're happy to check out the mission. All right, what do we got? Forge World planet, 1 more import hub. Planet's receiving at least 3 imports. I mean, that's going to happen naturally, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's a given. 1 more wheat production planet to successful. We only have 1 output for this wheat planet, and I don't think that there's anywhere else that we can supply to.
Yes, there is. The Earth world.
The
Earth world is going to be another colony as well, supplied by that same wheat planet. It's just we have to fulfill the primordial.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Both different types. It's getting the water into the primordial that's going to be a bit of a problem for us.
The water up here.
Then where do we get the biomass? Because that was previously the biomass, right?
Gotcha. I mean, look, this plan will be exactly what we need. This plan will be exactly what we need. Okay. I'm just
wish
sorry.
I had
I'm
the
just trying
faith
to.
you do.
I'm just trying to work through it. Okay. What can we do immediately? We can do this one for sure. This is easy.
Definitely. Forge World is successful. So what would the Forge World want? The one that we're going to be making goods out of. What would it need to advance?
But it needs 2 outputs. It needs 2 outputs, and if we're going to be connecting these two, then that's going to cut off the route there. So
hang on, though. We might... Hang on. Okay, so we might actually just accept that we're cutting that off for the moment.
Hang it.
And we'll fix that later on.
Yeah, okay. Should we do that then? Forge World to successful. Import hub. Yes.
Yes. I'm almost certain they'll connect.
Okay. They will. They will connect. Okay.
Well, so it's that to the bottom one that has the microchip, right? That Forge World's the microchip.
You know what? We can't supply 2 wheat sources without an input.
Don't have to do it yet.
But we do if we want to successful the Forge World, right? Because it needs 2 outputs for the goods.
Yes. No, good point, well made.
That's slightly problematic, but also not the end of the world. Also, getting ore over here is going to be a little bit of a pain, given that we will want to connect that, and then we'll also probably want to connect that. Look, it's fine at the moment, because we can at least get one of the missions dispensed with. Right? So there we go. Import hub is done, and that gives us a decent amount of income.
Not really.
Kind of. Nah, I was being
look at the income on it. It's 4, right? It's -2. Trade income 4, upkeep cost -1. Yeah, trade income on that's real garbage until we get it to the next level. But that's literally just one more person export will do that.
Yeah. Forge World to successful. If that is our priority. We need to do this connection, but then we cut off the Remnant World.
I feel like I may have made a mistake, but we're going to have to gloss over that and try and find a different way about it. I think we have to undo the 2 planets that you just did, as well as their connections.
I will say, I still think that is the best way that we could have gone about doing things. I still think that that's what we need to focus on. That's the right missions to take.
I'm glad you're so confident there.
Hold on. What if I do... That's +5 income, and we add 1 extra colony, right?
No.
What about we go for some scans here? I feel like we need a little bit more intel.
Undo that 2 times, though, and then scan to the south. Because these could easily provide the input and output that we need in order to not have to cut off on the top.
Okay, we'll go for...
You can only get that 4.
Yeah. No.
Interesting.
I mean, that would do it. I mean, but that's not gonna fix our problem. It's the bisection, cross section. It's the crossing of the trade route over here that we need to fix somehow. We need to find some way to get minerals into here. But actually, that must be just out of range. Actually, yeah, it's 26, so it's a little bit out of range. It's a bit of a shame. This might be a planet. Could be another mineral planet. Probably is not going to be a mineral planet. Alternatively,
how about you send
yeah, we don't need to provide a human input at the moment. Like, I don't know why we're discussing like this is actually a necessary input at this moment in time. We can just leave that hanging. That's exactly what we should do, actually.
You're right. You're right.
That's exactly what we should do.
Yep.
Okay.
That resolves every problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Gets those connections. We get October. No, you don't want to scan that before the new year then.
Yeah.
Let's take some scans out to the bottom left.
Are you sure about the bottom left? The reason that I suggest perhaps something different up here is that we do need a second source of wheat, unless we want to get biomass into this planet, and I have no idea how we would go about doing that.
Can the jungle connect to the Earth-like?
Don't believe so. No.
Let's stretch it out. See how off it is.
What, this one? 21. That's...
Oh, that's so rude.
Look at that. That is.
How about
we
just build it most of the way, and then when they get to the end, we can throw them.
Yeah, let gravity do the rest of the job, eh?
Exactly. Okay, I agree that scanning those two is pretty important, but we do have 2 scans before the new year, so we can do that and the bottom left.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can try and get a.
Yeah. Because that one closest to the remnant world could actually fix all of the problems there. Dang. Is
that decent? It will connect up to the jungle. Does give us an export. Does wood allow us to pop off the remnant world?
It does would allow us to pop off the remnant world, but the remnant world needs that extra export for the forge world.
It'll get it. Yeah, it'll get that eventually.
But if we connect the jungle and the ocean, it won't.
That's very true. That's something that I overlooked.
Let's have a look at the ocean again, see what else it can do for us.
I mean, colony's actually not bad, because ore is like super easy to find usually, and it's a 2-way trade guaranteed if we find a mineral or a remnant actually in one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets around here. In fact, no, that must be okay. That's a little out of range.
Okay. Take the scan to the top right and then skip to the new year, I think.
Take the scan to the top right, skip to the new year.
Forge world.
That's not it. However, bacterial seeding does turn lava planets into swamps.
And mineral.
We got a lot of both. Look at this high-density mineral environment.
I think you've just realized what I have, which is that we very badly need to make a lab after we finish the Silphid mission.
Yes, we do. I think we should get one more scan, actually. I think we need that extra intel, and I think it's worth it. We got good income at the moment, actually, relative to the size of our empire, relative to everything that's going on.
I think about to become bad. I'm okay doing it, but what's the spot?
I think it's down here. I think, can we maybe get a 3? Yeah, we can get a 3-banger down here. Could pop an asteroid if you wanted, actually.
But we already have that export of that microchip accounted for. So we really want to be looking in areas where we are missing things, such as that northern area.
Or maybe down here
as well, yeah. If you can get all 3 of those, maybe.
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, happy with that. Alternatively, we can actually get wheat supplied over here. Does leave us floating 2 biomass.
So we would need a biomass planet up in the top left, which we would have the ability to try and create by, I guess, searching.
Yeah. I actually don't think that's terrible. Monoculture farm here does mean that we're floating 2 biomass, which is not great for happiness, but it's literally the only thing that we need to float, because everything else would be accounted for. The goods route would be accounted for. The microchip would be accounted for. There would be a floating human on the mineral worlds. That would allow us to successful everything and get a colony ASAP. Plus, we'd get a 2-way. No, we wouldn't get a 2-way trade. Actually, that's a lie. It's a filthy lie.
If you're going to do that, I would actually want to check the top. No, because we do want that to be a colony as well, so we wouldn't want to cut that off by getting a biomass border from the top.
What do we got around here? 3 decent sources, couple of mid sources, and an asteroid, which is kind of nice. So we get our money back, basically.
And that lava world can become a swamp if we want it to. I don't know. I think before we focus on that, we just focus on the Forge World by itself, hanging the consequences for a bit. Which, how are we accomplishing that? I guess we could have the Forge World next to the colony that we intend to create on the Earth-like, make a robot, and then send the robot down to the Arctic. And then the Arctic... Well, I know that makes... Yeah, we'd be...
Still need the biomass.
Still really hungry for biomass. Although we will have a lot of lava around the area that we want to make biomasses later on. In fact, that lava in the middle, that lava planet... When that becomes a swamp, that could fund biomass to the primordial world as well as that Arctic.
Yeah, actually, that's great. Or the mineral world here. I mean, anything really. I mean, there's so many mineral opportunities. Okay. It's really a case of, do you want to scan or do you want to just skip?
Skip.
Skip. All right. I think that's a good play. All right. So let's think about the order of this. That probably gives us most cash. That also probably gives us a bunch of cash. Do we have enough money to do all of this?
That's not the connection I was going to be making.
No?
I'm okay discussing the possibility of that, but the Arctic world was how I was going to get the wheat in there.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll do that. And that. Then that. Is that the best order of operations? Leaves us 13.
It's the maximal order of operations right there, I believe.
You reckon?
Well, I mean, because we colonized all of the planets and we connected a bunch of them and had, no resources hanging on as many as we could.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, there we go. Let's get it done. That leaves us with 17 income. We've got 7 planets, and we have 3 planets experiencing some modicum of resource shortage at the moment. This is okay, though. Are we happy with this? This is where we're...
I'm happy with it, but I think what we need to immediately solve after that is now our tech. Right?
Yeah. We're not producing anything.
Ooh. Oh, I see a juicy one. Okay, so basically where the black hole currently is... But anywhere around there, you would make a lat. Yeah, exactly. You're bang on.
Yeah.
That's another export for another person on each of those as well. Can you have a look at the 2 colonies and see what's preventing them from becoming successful at the moment? It might just be exports.
It's exports for sure. Yeah, 2 export routes.
Going to pop successful for a bunch of money.
Routes.
That just needs another successful export route. We'll find that in just a moment. Oh, actually, no. It'll be exporting to the lab as well as to the mineral directly next to it. Yeah. So that will cut in that primordial lab in the middle is not going to have access to the biomass for a while. However, we can much later on just turn mind control on and they're going to forget about the fact that they have that hanging.
Late game mind control. I like it. This is very good. Okay. The only problem
do anything like that, we do need to look at the missions though.
Yeah, okay. Let's have a little peep. Total production of robots, population by 5, 3 more import hubs receiving at least 3 imports. Okay, what's sticking out to you here as decent?
As decent? Honestly, a process of illumination is telling me don't pick Dender. Just because we have 2 full kind of successful colonies at the moment. So what are we going to do? Make 2 more colonies and then make them successful? Is that what we're going to do faster than we do anything else? There's also robots that we are going to need over near Fenrir, right, to feed down to that Arctic world. So we already have 1, if not 2 of those robots online. It's just 4 robots is really annoying. So I feel like Euphorian is the easiest of those 3. Because we have the ability to try and make those.
And the cash as well. The money is really nice. I think it's got to be top 2, to be honest. That being said, I mean, let's be real. This is not difficult. This is not difficult if we pop down 1 more colony.
And we may want to do that just for the sake of money. You're right. Maybe it is Dender there, actually. We're about to drain a lot of people out of all of our colonies. In fact, we're only going to have one hanging person after it.
Yeah, if I do... Let me just test.
Yeah, because the missions aren't affected at all. It'll
Yeah,
export another
need
person, but it's exporting it to the biolab, the lab that we're setting up
the
there.
lab. Yeah. Man, our... Oof.
Wow,
Okay, so
both
that
of those will pop successful, and that's 2 people. Literally, we only need 1 more successful colony. Okay, yeah, I think it is Dender and Deforian.
I think it is as well. So the import hub, I don't think that the import hub can be a lab. I don't believe so.
No, it can't. It's not a planet. It's a structure.
Bit of a sad. Yeah. Anyway, we'll do it. And then it does leave us a little bit cash poor at this moment in time. Pitch, though.
You're right.
Here's a pitch. If we can find a colony up here, maybe we can supply here and also hit to ruins, because we can take these now, and we should look to take these not necessarily ASAP, but if we take them, then we can probably get a whole bunch of salvage material, because we've already done our level 1 mission and we've got Silthid and Aphorian options right now, which is quite good, as they say.
Amount of money it would take us to start scanning up in that area, find a colony, set up the colony, and then make money from the colony because we're funding it with its own inputs is going to delay our science by 5-6 years. It's going to be really bad.
Yeah.
I think we may just need to eat some skips here to be able to set up the lab.
So we have an asteroid here.
That'll double its value as soon as we get the other mineral. No, don't exploit it, because we're taking that mineral eventually, right? So why not make that into a mine, connect it so that we have some more trade income, and then pop it?
You're right. Because of our income. That's the part of the problem.
Yep.
All right, so what do we want to do? We want to skip a year, maybe, and then hope that gives us enough cash to make a lab work?
See if you can set up that mineral and then connect it, and see what the effect is there, right? No. Not from there.
Oh, you want to...
It needs a person. Okay, that can't... try the other one, actually. The one that's nearer to the Earth-like. Yeah, to Fenrir. We're up to 11 there. It's not an awful time.
Not enough to colonize, unfortunately, because that would have been a nice order of operations if we get that connection, then we colonize, then we pop the asteroid.
We can do that next year.
Skip.
Right. Actually, what is the jungle to the mineral planet to the south? What is the connection there? Sorry, the jungle that we've colonized.
That's 13 right there.
13. Okay, so next year we could colonize the mineral, pop the asteroid, connect those two, and then the year after we would have the ability to set up the lab. Or rather, start setting up the lab.
Yeah. It just feels so sad, you know?
It does. So sad. But if we don't suddenly start getting science, we are going to regret it.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. All right. Skip. Bop. Successful. Population has increased. That's good.
And then as soon as we can set up the output from the Earth into a lab, that is going to get us another successful colony, which is a bunch more money income. Money income as opposed to other incomes.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, instead of doing this, we could just skip twice with 17 income before we hit the next empire size, and that would leave us...
I think you're right.
That would leave us with more money.
Yeah, I think you're right. We never managed to crest the amount of income that we would have needed there.
Yeah, so we just skip once. In fact, maybe even that's enough? I doubt it, but...
No, it's not, right? Both of the colonizations are 5. We're not getting any two-way trades, so it's 10 13. And then 13 for the connection, and then another 3 or so on there, and then the lab, and then 4 connections otherwise. I think you
actually, with the asteroid, it might be... No, we should skip the year. Man, that sucks, but I think it's the play.
I think you're right.
Okay. That gives us plenty of cash to work with now. Is that the position?
No, I think south, right? Of the around there. There you get your 13 input.
No.
Yeah, no, you want the input from the colony. The other colony, the unsuccessful colony.
The
Because Van will
unsuccessful.
become successful doing that. Gets us more income.
Yeah, it doesn't actually increase our income, unfortunately, up to anything. Okay, there's... Is there an order of operations here that doesn't suck?
I mean, the only other order of operations would be connecting that and then going to the new year, maybe.
Yeah, I think we do that. Then that gives us at least some modicum of science. In fact, that's actually pretty decent science.
If you back, though... Can you get that Earth connected? Sorry, no. Connect those ones, but also connect the Earth-like.
This one?
Mm-hmm. Can't afford it.
Could actually... No. Hold on. Oh, well, actually, if we pop well, actually, no, we can't do that. Okay, this is...
Yeah, just go for that.
This is what... Yeah, this is what it is. Okay, so then we exploit. Then we do this connection. And we want to do that connection. Actually, it's more important that we get the science lab connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's way more important.
God,
so that's decent. That's decent. That lab is just so costly, though, isn't it?
It is a very costly lab.
How much does it cost to upkeep? 5? Oof. Okay, let me hit you with a little bit of a chancy play. Scan over here. Another mineral planet. Connect up to the lab.
All right.
Actually, okay. I think 2 asteroids.
We can't collect that the desert planet there, so they're connected by 1.
I think this is a good enough justification to take a couple of asteroids.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that connects the colony and the mineral planet this turn, or rather this year.
What does that increase our income to? 7. Oof.
What is draining all of our income right now? I don't see it. We've got 2 colonies on the board. What are the colonies making right now in terms of income?
And is making 8.
8?
Yeah. And this is making 4.
Didn't it used to be 10? Why is that only making 4?
Because it's only getting wheat and goods from one source at the moment, right? I think.
Yeah, but previously, like, a successful colony was just like 8 or 10 by base.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean...
Guess we need more exports for those people.
Yeah. Well, this is okay. So it's trading with 1 successful planet there. That's...
It could pop prosperous soon.
Yeah, that could pop prosperous quite soon indeed, actually.
It is hard to say.
And look, we're getting the lab, we're getting the science. This is a pretty decent science income, actually, for this early on. I feel like we're throwing a lot of our money into this.
Yeah, it's not bad. We'll be able to pick up the Xeno foods relatively soon. The big problem is how are we going to pay for structures if we have no money? We need to fix our income right now, and then if we can also create import hubs while we're doing that, do that.
I mean, turning this into an import hub it's going to be tough, but by nature of the fact that it needs 2 inputs, it's probable that this is going to be a little bit easier to make into an import hub.
I mean, there is the Earth-like that we already have colonized. In fact, that Forge World and that Earth-like are both 1 away from becoming an import hub.
Yep. There's wheat up here, which would also give us access to another asteroid. Or from the lava planet here that we can swampify next year if we have the cash for it.
Yeah. It's bacterial seed.
I mean, I think we're skipping a year, right? Like, whatever we do, we're skipping a year here.
Yeah.
All right. So, that gives us freeze-resistant bots. Bacterial seeding. It's bacterial seeding, like 10 times out of 10, isn't it? Alternatively, you hate to see it, but maybe.
No. 30% extra on 4, 30% extra on 8. It's their limitation is just the fact that they aren't trading with enough things.
Yeah. This cash situation is so.
Yeah, income is eating it right now.
It's just the mines. The mines are costing us 4, right? The mines are costing us 4, and there is basically nothing that we can do about it because there's no output for the mines. I don't think, right? Yeah. So they can't go into a colony. They can't make us money. This is making us money, this one, but only because it's connected to the Forge World over there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not like it's not like there's anything else that we can do with them. Like it's just it is what it is.
It is what it is, I guess.
It is what it is. I mean, I think this is another Skippy McSkip because we don't even have enough money to swampify at this moment in time.
Good lord, I think you're right.
Alternatively,
but the more that we skip, the more I think that we made I say we, that I made big mistakes earlier on in the recommendation of going left, and in particular for a couple other things.
I mean, we could scan if we want to go for an about change of course. We could go for a scan if you feel.
I don't think we can chuck an about face here. I think we do have to skip.
I will say,
and set it up.
I think we're just fine, actually. Like, I think we're just fine. I don't think that you need to feel worried about your recommendation even slightly, because we've got a massive science economy right now. We really do. We really, really do. It's good. Okay. That's garbage. Okay, yeah, can we swampify this? That gives us robots into wheat.
That's great, because we've also got a robots into wheat to the other side. So if we can make that a successful Forge World, making robots, it can supply a robot to each of the two. And then the excess wheat from that swamp goes back down south, giving us another import there, giving us an import hub. The only problem is that cuts off those people from being exported almost anywhere. If that Forge World is connecting to each the Swamp Planet to the north and then the Arctic to the south, it can still connect out there. That's definitely true.
Yep.
To do what?
Yeah. I'm wondering, is there anywhere that we can colonize right now? Instead of swampifying this place, is there anywhere that we can colonize right now? No, that doesn't work. Anywhere that we can colonize right now that would give us any ore, like any ability for ore to get anywhere.
Well, I mean, ore can only be accepted by ocean worlds to make a colony, and can also be accepted by Forge Worlds to make the inorganic materials. Other than that, microstructures, labs.
You're right. You're right. You never know. This could be an ocean world right here. And then that's the connection of a lifetime. That's the connection of a lifetime.
Can the mineral worlds already connect to the ocean world we've discovered?
No.
Too far.
I mean, the other pitch is maybe we scan up here. Alternatively, that it's a Hail Mary play, but we can do it. We can legitimately do it
with no available inputs for that.
I mean, look, there's going to be stuff out here. There's got to be, right? And plus, we get an asteroid, so we make our money back. It's whether you're feeling lucky, punk. I think is
the thing
is what they say.
I'm not feeling lucky, but maybe we need to be lucky. Maybe lucky is the best thing we can hope for right now.
Also,
if it fulfilled its inputs, that is our Dender mission complete. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Because I mean, look, this swamp is all very good and well. This robot thing is all very good and well, but I mean, it's going to take us years to get there at this rate. I mean, even if we get that actually reduces our income, which is basically a non-starter until we find like an ore solution around here. Even that ore solution is going to be hanging a person because we're going to need to cut off the peeps, as you correctly identify.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's fine. It's okay. It's just not exciting.
Do the other one.
You're all right. This is it, Raps. This is it. This is. I mean, if this goes south and and resource shortages reach 8%, that's going to take us below 70.
Yep.
Oh.
Unlocks mineral seeding or turns into 2 bots.
That's actually Pog. That no. That's actually Pog. That's actually Pog. Because mineral seeding. Because mineral seeding here. That's an ore output to here. That's robot down to here. That at least solves something. It doesn't solve our ocean world problems, but it's something.
So, wait, I might be wrong, but that forebear ruin. Wait, did you already take the reward from it?
Yeah, I can undo.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it gives us the ability to learn what mass lensing now? Can we just reroll this forever?
Okay, I guess.
Keep rerolling. Let's see what what else it has.
Oh my god.
We have found an exploit. It's a level 3 technology. We don't want that. We're gonna keep re-rolling until we get microvault.
Skill download. Improves planet production by 1. That's level 3 as well. That's actually ridiculously good with Haven Worlds, actually.
Synthesizer.
Uh-oh.
What?
The game may be crashing. We may have gone through all of the technologies.
Right. So that's the that's the anti-exploiting feature that is built into the game at the moment. Is if you try and exploit the game, crash. Hey, there's no chance that I don't know, save file is still running. Is there?
Okay, give me 2 seconds to to reboot the game. That is a very effective anti-exploit strategy, I will say, though. That's all right, there we go. We're back. Okay, continue game. Let's see. Okay, it might crash if I click on this again.
Click on it.
But I think it's crashed the game again.
All right. So that forebear ruin is now unusable.
What's the saying? A bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. I think hoisted on one's petard.
That's also a saying. You're right. Cross that bridge when we get to it. That's a saying as well.
Yep. That's rough. That's really rough.
You know, the problem here is that now means that we can't get anything useful from that forebear ruin at all.
Oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's disastrous.
It also means that colony is not something we can undo because we've obviously just checked the forebear ruin. I gotta say, Orbital, we might be looking down the barrel of our first loss. Because it's never happened before in the series.
It's never happened before in the series. I mean, look, it's okay for now. I think we take this asteroid. I think we skip. I think we try and scan. We try and fix this colony, maybe.
I would love to see it.
I mean, we can take brain-machine interface, actually. That would improve our income.
Yes, I'm also now getting no sound.
Ah, okay, hold on. It turns out if the game crashes on you 16 times, then it's not great for the game or something. Let me
It's weird how that happens.
It is weird how that happens. What an exploit, though. What an exploit.
No kidding.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We discovered an exploit. We
got outgamed by Yakub.
All right. Does that show you the game, or is that just showing you my desktop?
It's showing the desktop. Although this, I believe, will not show the game. Oh, sorry, will not give audio. I think only when it hooks into the actual application itself does it give audio.
Let me reboot Discord real quick.
Cool. Hi, y'all. Hope you're all doing well. I'm fearful, as I've said, for this galaxy. I was really hoping that those colonies would have a much larger income than they do. Evidently, we needed to focus on making them trade hubs early.
This is all just divine retribution for all of the sins that we have committed, and this is so...
Oh god, if this is all the divine retribution I'm gonna receive for all of the sins I've committed, then whoo, I'm going on a spree, baby!
This is...
I'm never paying for anything again. I'm gonna have the stickiest fingers this side of the galaxy.
Oh, this is so cursed. It's not... It's just not working. It's not working.
Well, maybe we do the rest without the sound on my side. That's okay then.
All right. That's the it just doesn't want to do. It doesn't want to work because it's all so cursed. Oh, it's so cursed already, Raps. You know what? We got to go with it. Look, this is not platinuming, and we got to lean into it. Okay, we got to lean into it. I think we got to optimize for survival as opposed to optimizing for a truly humongous score.
I still don't think that involves brain-machine interface.
All right. Okay. All right. What do you think it involves? Talk me through what's going on.
With the income that we have on our planets at the moment, brain-machine interface will actually take a huge amount of time to pay itself off.
You're not wrong, actually. Strictly correct.
I think we have to focus on trying to make those into trade hubs. We're not doing it specifically for the mission. We're doing it for the income. So that's at least already a trade hub. That's got 3 imports, right? It's the Forge World and it's the Earth-like that we can turn into trade hubs right now by trying to connect them to an extra input.
Okay.
That would need an extra ore input. That's a little harder for us to do. The Earth-like needs the wheat, which gives us the ability to try and do the previous setup with the swamp. Our income doesn't want us to do that because that is 5-6 years down the line in terms of our income at the moment. So what do we do in the interim?
Let me pitch you. Let me pitch you on scans, tactical scans in order to discover ore, which is a 2-way trade, which gives us money and also gives us some modicum of income.
Let's do it.
Okay. I think this is the one.
I love, I'll repeat Lolash's line to you. I love your optimism here. But I do actually think we are bricked. Or close to.
Okay, all right. It's okay. We're just one scan away from success.
Why don't you connect to that 4-bear ruin?
It's money.
Oh, double energy.
I do pay 30. Excuse me, the lofty heights of 30 income.
Yeah, we'll just skip. It's 4 years.
That's okay. That's okay. This is okay. All right, we have xenofoods. We could
actually both of those would feed the planet that we're just on at the moment that is struggling.
Wouldn't get ore though. We wouldn't get ore, right?
No, it'd be the energy. The energy is both the ore. Oh, no, wait. You can't put 2 energy into the same planet, can you?
Correct.
Yes.
And also Also, we don't have 30. Or we would, but it would take us a couple of years to get it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say
there's
this is a rude galaxy.
This galaxy sucks. This galaxy sucks. But
I'm not saying I don't also. I'm just saying that the galaxy is rough, man.
I mean, maybe up here? Ocean World?
Where'd we suddenly get 40 income from?
It's from the scrapping of the ruin.
Oh my god, yeah, actually scrap. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think we did need to. Yeah. I guess.
Oh.
All right, let's start making some money.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Dude, that's legit. We can pog this up. Okay, this is how this is I mean, what would our income be? Oh, that's actually I mean,
you know what?
I mean,
look, if this one's scuffed, let's scuff it and see where we can get with that. Connect that person over to the There we go. We've not got that anymore. We've got some
that
income.
is not insignificant. That's not an insignificant amount of chunk of change there. That's really good. I mean, it's just everything else that's terrible about this setup here. I really want to click on this. It's just so really just want to click it. Okay, I mean, let's take. What do we want to take? Xenofoods?
I think so, but maybe I don't know. I'm kind of skittish about all of my decisions right now.
No, you got to double down. If you think you're incorrect, you just got to double down harder. Like in the case of Orbital, in the case of Orbital and his radical decision to take a mineral mission 2 turns before the end of the game, you gotta double down. It always proves successful.
I think this run that we're currently on might prove to be rougher than that decision.
I think you're wrong, and we just need to be a little bit optimistic here.
All right,
it's only year 11. There's plenty of time to fix our problems. Okay, we got 25 cash here. Let's see if we can try and solve. In fact, you know what? There's not even a happiness issue. There's not even a happiness issue here. Kind of crazy to consider, but this is ready to successful. This is almost ready to prosperous. This is almost ready to prosperous. This is also similarly almost ready to prosperous. There's mileage here.
I will say the Earth-like that you just pointed out is as far as a successful planet can be from prosperous.
Look, okay, I
don't disagree. I actually kind of like this idea, right? So that jungle down to the south below the mineral world, can that supply much water? Okay, so we would need 2 bots as an input to that in order to get the water that would be required.
You see what I'm seeing? This is incredible. Okay, so what I'm seeing is this connection, which is firstly just great independently. We get a food processor structure that takes biomass, turns it into food. That supplies one of the requirements to the colony.
Okay.
That leaves us just hanging an ore.
We would want another bot to go into that so that we can throw that to the other later on, but we don't need to do that at the moment. Hang on.
Our cash also is such that we can only make 1 play basically this year, but we can make 1 good play every year. Also, this is a connection that we can make that will immediately gain us 3 income.
I like some income. Yeah, I think that's probably worthwhile.
Actually, can I rewind that and then?
Yeah, I don't have the money to do it.
What did I rewind? Oh, it's the tech. Choosing the tech.
Yes. So that took no time whatsoever. Fine. Rewind 1 more step and see if that's important.
That connection
up there. That's also income.
20, 21. Okay. I mean, we were already pretty well optimized.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Yeah, right. We take the tech, take Xenofoods, skip the year, connect that up unless we have a better play.
No,
Basically,
I think you're right.
that's where we're at. Yeah.
Yep. And then I think this is a weird one, but I think we do the previous plan that you said, but we actually feed the wheat instead of into that ocean planet that's struggling. We feed it into the successful planet there. Yeah, one more import and that goes successful, right?
Or, hold on.
That doesn't pop successful.
25 income, though.
It is, but it's gonna be difficult to get the extra water.
Unless we get a robot down here.
Yeah, if we get another robot in that, then I'm more than keen to do a bunch of different nuts things with that. Because then that'll have two biomass outputs, and we can put those into 2 food structures for the 2 wheat that we're talking about right now.
Yeah. I mean, it'll take water or biomass. It's actually really quite good.
Yeah, maybe we want to focus on making that successful really quickly, and then
this planet or this planet? Because this planet is
the swamp. Is it a swamp? It's jungle.
The jungle right here, or this jungle right here.
That jungle. Actually, that planet in the middle is already successful without needing any more exports. So it does not need that wheat. I was wrong.
It doesn't. Also, this is ready to become an import hub if we connect up the water here. So,
yeah,
because that's got 2 imports. So that's going to get 1. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2. This is also ready to become 1.
That could import a wheat from a food processor instead of a good if we don't want to make another good over in that area.
That's really true. Or alternatively, we swampify and go back to our original plan to use wheat. But that's just a little bit expensive, takes a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I like the mechanized harvest and making the remnant planet successful. Although you can't
it will
do
have
both
to be
this
next year.
Yeah.
Like, this is, I mean, look, this is far from over. This is genuinely far from over. I sincerely think that your process, especially taking Xenofoods, is spot on. And unbelievably, I think that this Forebear Ruin legitimately paid off. I mean, this is providing such an inordinate amount of cash right now that I think it completely justifies. In fact, I actually think that all of the Forebear Ruins have actually been worth it. Sincerely.
even the one that bugs the game.
It would be better if it didn't. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that it's still in the game and it's not crashing it is kind of good. So
yeah,
I mean,
now we know what not to do in the future, at least.
Yeah, it's a learning experience. Okay, skippity skip. That's fine. Mechanized harvest. Pop that in there. That gets our import hub up and running.
Mm-hmm.
Scan down here or food processor. Let me see. Gives us 24. So that straight up actually just gives us income without having to worry about connecting the output up, which is kind of nice. I guess because it increases trade income on this planet, on Philip 5.
Yeah, it does. Although I'm noting that both of its inputs can be provided by Philip 5, getting it to its 3rd level, getting it the double wheat output.
Mm-hmm. Which would be nice, but also not super necessary. We only need 1 at the moment.
Not super necessary, but let's undo a couple steps, including this previous one, the connection of that slipway, right? And instead, no, still colonize that planet, making it and then make a food processor directly in front of the remnant planet. Yeah. That connects up. It gives both of its over.
Okay, there we go.
And then connect that in wheat to both.
But it only takes 1. Does give a look at that income though, dude.
The excess wheat would be going to the one up in the north.
Oh, gotcha.
Can't afford that at the moment. It's just I wanted to see what kind of like income that would give us. I don't think this is necessarily the correct plan, but based on the income kind of trading that we just did previously, could have been interesting at the absolute least.
28. I mean, that's really good, actually.
The big problem there is we end up locking that planet in the middle to not be able to be an import hub, and also we lock the jungle to not being prosperous. I think it's correct to do it without that structure in that way, like do the initial things you did.
So do that, and then
to explore the alternatives.
Plonk this down here, connect that up. Then that means that we're only skipping a couple of months, and it means that we can get this connection up and running next year as well. This is just needs one more successful planet here.
Yep. If we make that one the jungle planet on the south, if we get a bot into that, right, and it starts making an extra biomass and water, then that water can go into that mineral planet, and then that mineral planet literally just needs one more output for an ore, and it'll pop successful, popping prosperous on that middle jungle planet.
If there's a robot world down here, in fact, if there was a robot world right here, boop, 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 would be so good. Would be so good. All right, I think we skip. Yeah, I think that's Haven Worlds. I actually still think that this is the play. Legitimately, because we are very low on happiness, and we're about to see the resource shortages on Philip 5 and Tisiphone?
Tisiphone?
Okay.
No, it is Tisiphone.
Yeah, okay, Tisiphone.
Right.
On Tisiphone, they're gonna pop off in a bit. Which and this one too. Yeah, we got a lot of unhappiness coming at us. Real quick. Okay,
unhappiness comes
so that connection.
Fast.
Indeed. And that doesn't even solve the problem because we still need...
Not even slightly. Do you want to scout to the south now?
Yeah, I think I want to do it... I think I want to do it before we build the hub, the food processor. I think that's the play, because it gives us a little bit more income. Does mean that we have to spend 2 months building the structure and whatnot, but I mean, it's kind of pointless to connect this up, because unless we're sorting out the ore, we're still going to have unhappiness anyway. Sorting out unhappiness is our primary priority right now, I think.
Is it?
All right. Yeah, if we drop below 70, then we get a timer which says 3 turns until the end of the game, or 3 years until the end of the game. And unless we have a roadmap to get out of unhappiness, these 3 planets are just going to get unhappier.
Fair.
So yeah, let's scan. How confident are you that actually that's...
I prefer that one, because that gives us 3 different locations the Forge World could be, and it is still jumps back and forth.
I mean, let's hope. So it's not the end of the world.
It's damn close.
That's just about the worst ordering of planets that we really could have.
Yep. I don't know how I could have better drafted it badly.
I mean, there is an asteroid, so that is kind of nice.
There's a hell of a lot.
Okay. I mean, solving problems here. I mean, does this... Oh, man, if we had mineralize, right now, that would be great.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to check that forebear ruin? We just passed a level of tech, right? We're up to the next level of tech. Is it possible that it's now fine? No.
I will. I love the optimism, as somebody once said to me. It's no. I think it's because we straight up like just expended literally all of the techs in the pool.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which is kind of remarkable, actually. There we go. Does that work? You can see what's going on?
Yep.
Okay. So, optimizing for happiness. This is a battle for survival, Raps, okay? We have a couple of options. We can try and... This is unfixable. basically unfixable until we get microstructures. When we get microstructures,
we're not getting microstructures. We can't.
Optimism, dear friend. Optimism.
But we literally cannot get them.
Maybe we get a 4-bear ruin that's not bugged. Maybe we get microstructures. You never know.
That is, okay.
So we need to fix this. I mean, we can fix this kind of with chips, but that leaves us an ore hanging. We could scan up here, maybe see if we can get a 4-bear ruin. Alternatively, we could deploy something over here, get a robot coming in this way.
How about you scan that 5-banger over there, and maybe we start a new galaxy and just drift?
That's right. Can we abandon?
Six-banger
ship? That's great.
That
actually,
it's not bad. Yeah.
That's also swamp. Bit of a shame.
That way. That's fine. That one's wheat and water for a colony. We haven't got water to provide that though.
Oh,
don't connect. I mean, yeah, because that's the bot fix there.
That's the bot fix. I mean, then we scan these and see if we can get something biomassy.
Maybe before we do that, we scan those. Because we can still scan those 3 even without those connections in colonization.
Nope. Okay, so that's not getting fixed, which is a shame.
My bones!
This we hope for this.
You know what you can do? You can make an import hub and you can make more money out of that Earth-like by turning that into exactly a goods factory. Yep.
Okay.
That's good. Import hub, some more income for us.
This is, honestly, I'm surprised at how long we've survived. This is somewhat remarkable, actually.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got?
I'm kind of in the realm of risk it for the biscuit, take the riskiest possible plays, because either we succeed and bail ourselves out, or we die. And then we can play another one.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely spot on. So.
My God.
There's just no... there's just nothing here. It's just garbage. It's just total garbage.
Totally
we needed so... we didn't even need that much luck. We just needed some modicum of goodwill, galactic goodwill to follow us. And it just didn't happen. Wasn't forthcoming. Okay, I think Haven Worlds is a take here.
Let's do it.
Earth-like, ocean, and jungle. And then... So...
Yeah, that aggro world gives us the ability to make 2 different wheat importing. So I guess that's better.
So then we do that. Then we do... This is my play. Then we do this.
Well, then if you are going to colonize it before you pop the... There you go.
Well, that's the problem. It's okay. We can do that one, then this one. Oh, then, of course, that wipes out our income, which is brilliant. That doesn't even get... Okay, that doesn't even get us above the threshold. That's what I was really banking on. Okay, look, here's the thing. This is fine. This is actually fine. There's a route here.
Can that
There's a route here
that is missing a biomass? Can that connect to the swamp across to the right, down below the... No, the swamp across to the right from there.
No.
Yes,
It can? Okay. We're saved?
Unfortunately, yeah, that colony can't take one. Although that biomass could be food transported. Yeah, it's just we would need water imports, which is also kind of hard to get.
We scan. We live, we die, we scan again.
Sure.
All right.
Send it.
Water. Just something.
All right,
Just
Orbital,
something.
I'm going to need you to start saying the opposite of what we want before we do things.
Okay, I would hate to see a water-producing colony.
Oh, that'd be awful.
Right over here. All right.
If we were Dender, Sylphid, and sorry, not Dender. If we were Bakar, Sylphid, and Euphorian, we would have a ball on this map.
Yep. Okay, you know what? It's sorted our happiness out, so legitimately, it's okay. Let's skippity skip, and I really want to turn this into a colony, to be honest. I think this is legitimately great if we can get water in this planet over here.
Perfect. Scan it.
We live, we die, we scan again. It's unbelievable. It's that
I've never seen that concentration of there are four Forge Worlds and a Remnant. Two Remnant Worlds. Okay. Yep. Okay.
That's okay. You know what?
That's not ideal.
It's what is reality? What is this?
Reality is a construct made by a malicious entity to just to absolutely crush our will. Evidently.
Okay, you know what? Let's think about this. Let's think about this. Up here, we haven't scanned this corner yet. Maybe it's useful. Maybe. That's good. That's a two-way.
That's not bad.
That's not a two-way because we don't have a person spare. It will be a two-way though.
At the moment.
Well,
but will it still count itself as a two-way when we connect it? Do we not have to get that money when we connect it? Scan out to the left. Let's see if we can find some. Yeah, that. There we go. That's 4-banger. Ooh, a 4-bear ruin. That's probably pretty good.
That is probably pretty good. There's a route here actually. Also, I really want to.
Ooh, no. That doesn't become a Haven World. Hang on. No. That becomes a colony, right? And it takes the extra because this is a two-way connection with that Remnant World, and then that Remnant World has an extra micro chip that can output.
Where's our wheat coming from, though?
That sounds like a later problem.
I love it. I actually legitimately love it. Okay. I don't love it, actually.
Can we pop an asteroid in 1 month and then connect it?
Yes. What a genius. What a genius. But now we've just locked this out of out of wheat forever, and it didn't solve our happiness.
Fine, it doesn't need wheat ever.
You know what? We have to.
Yep.
We have to. We must. I mean, I hate to say it, but this is legitimately kind of good.
Yeah, let's get some income.
That's great. Okay, this has got to be a wheat planet. If this is a wheat planet, it solves all of our problems.
Perfect.
I mean,
it could have become a swamp, but yeah.
Wait, that can swamp. That can swamp. Wait, hold up, Raps.
Yeah.
Hold up. Here's my play. We skippity.
Mm-hmm.
We skippity. Can't afford that. Okay, I'm gonna skip 2 years. I mean, at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's. Why are we doing this? Why am I doing this?
I'm not entirely certain, but I like it.
I don't think I love it. I don't think I love it. Let's do this instead. Okay, happiness sorted. Look at that. We get the money even after the fact, which is kind of nice. Okay. Where was the rest of my plan?
Well, that would probably be connecting the north down. Human and export.
Yeah. I was thinking of making this into a goods world, but I had some interim plan.
I guess the goods world's for the one to the south there.
It is the goods world for the one at the south.
I knew that was coming.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, after skipping 2 years, I was like, okay, I know what's about to happen here.
Okay, we dropped as low as 50% happy. It's kind of insane, actually.
Oh my god.
I mean, wheat. That means we need water. Water and biomass. It's just so cursed. It's just, what a cursed galaxy. I hate this galaxy. This galaxy sucks.
Yeah.
This galaxy absolutely sucks.
I love all living things. Given the option to just delete this galaxy, just destroy it, nuke it, I don't know what kind of weapon I'm going to need in order to remove the entire galaxy, but given any tool that would allow that, I'm instantly using it. I don't care how many people. I will be the incredible evil that this world is scared of. I'll straight up Galactus eat the worlds. I wish we had Bakar just so we could get Harvest and destroy every one of the planets individually. I don't know how to be more clear here. I think you're 100% right. I think it's time to click things until the game is like, you're not allowed to click things anymore.
I'm like, okay, if we can survive for oh, it's so sad. It's so sad because there are so many things that almost paid off for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so another like, come on, dude. Come on. We just needed wheat.
That's 2 Remnant worlds, 3 Forge worlds that I can see at the same time there.
What is going on? Like,
the game's mad at us. You know what it is? It's we did well in a different game, and the game is like, you know what? None of that this time. It put us in our place. You got to admit that.
What is this? What is this though?
Go to the south scan you made previous. Yeah, exactly. The one in the very south that just revealed asteroids. Just asteroids.
Yeah. I legitimately, I don't even know what that was. Look, you know what? Here's the great thing. We can put that entire run down to the fact that the game bugged out. We had it up until the game bugged out. We had it. We actually had it. We had it until the game started bugging out.
It's definitely the game. Had nothing to do with us whatsoever. I'm all aboard that. I would like to save my ego a little bit.
What a shame that the game bugged out and stopped us from platinuming, because we had it, frankly. We had it. I agree. I will say, reflecting on this run very briefly, I actually think that the best bits of it were when we kind of went a little bit off the wall because as soon as we hit up those forebear ruins, our income actually got better, like substantially better. I mean, our happiness decreased immeasurably. Don't get me wrong, but our income was actually pretty pog for a little while there. Like,
yeah,
we had nothing.
especially with the two of them that end up becoming like income planets. That was 100% necessary. Like, and then one of them obviously got sold for just the parts that were available at the time.
Yeah.
I can see a different version where this works out a lot better, but it requires us focusing on those colonies so early on that we don't end up getting science for a while, and then that science is actually how we were going to fix some of those colonies. So it's weird. It feels like everything we wanted to do would make everything else we wanted to do worse.
I will say, if we'd have got a ocean world for this original starting colony instead of an Earth-like, I think this would have gone entirely differently because your mine is then immediately profitable and you get a two-way trade.
Yep.
I think if you do have Ephorians, getting a first planet ocean-like is probably pretty imperative.
I agree.
think.
I think the ocean world there would have made a hell of a lot of difference. The ocean world still would have needed wheat, but it would have given us the connection that you're talking about, which would have bumped our income pretty significantly.
Yeah. I think food processors, though, I mean, obviously we only used them experimentally, but I think they would have actually been really good with Haven Worlds. Like, sincerely, I think that's a strat. Like, I think that is a strat. And I think that's the crazy thing is that I really think that you were onto something, Raps. Like, I think that you were, until the game bugged out and, stopped you from executing perfectly, you were onto something.
Actually, hang on. There is a modification that I would make. And that is, if we are going to do xenofoods, right? If we are going to make the food processors, then all of the colonies we make early on, God, that can't be right. Because we have no money. I was about to say, all the colonies we make early on just hang wheat until we then feed them with the food process structures. But how are you going to get enough money to make the lab and enough science if you don't have wheat going into those colonies?
It's actually an interesting point. I was thinking if there is like a play that you can make where you basically just don't place down a colony until you find the perfect world. So you just try and create like disparate connections. But I mean, it's slightly problematic because, the main consumption is actually to fuel colonies. So if you don't have any colonies down early, then yikes for your money. But I don't know. I think certainly like the science lab and the timing of the science lab is so crucial because you want to get it early, but you don't want to get it too late. And I feel like our timing was a little bit off there. But I don't really think that there was much else that we could have done. There was nothing else that we really could have studied. It had to be ore. We weren't producing anything else in any meaningful quantity.
Yeah, there was no concentration of other things that was going to be good enough to actually get as many imports, especially from the two colonies as well. Yeah, exactly, right. But then even there, like, we're going to have to suddenly make a bunch of people in order to use those super effectively to study, I guess, robots.
Yeah.
Like, it would be focus on our money a little bit more, focus on research slightly later than we did. But you nailed it on the head when you said you don't want to start it too late. We needed it early,
right?
It's clearly slightly less early than we ended up going for.
Yeah, it's always a little bit of a dip because the investment that you need to pay off the science lab was especially large for us because we crossed over into the next level of empire size. The lab costs 5 for upkeep costs. The 2 mineral worlds were running us 2 apiece. So I mean, the whole upkeep cost was like just shy of $10, which is a lot, a substantial amount. But the earlier you get it down, the more dividends it pays, and it was so close to becoming so great.
So close and yet so far.
But you know what? I actually legitimately think that this is still an instructive moment for both us and indeed the viewers at home, because it does demonstrate how tough actually is. Like, the fact that we have managed to avoid being thrown out of office, even after 18 years, until this moment, is actually okay. It's not too bad. It's
I agree.
tough is tough. Tough is tough.
Is tough.
Tough is tough. But anyway, on that note, ladies and gents, thank you ever so much for watching. It's been me, Mr. Potato. It's been him, Mr. Rhapsody. It's been us. It's been Slipways. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Adios.